Are you a sweets person?
Yes, unfortunately.
I have,
Unfortunately.
I have some good news for you. There's going to be a few sweets left. So.
Yeah, the deep fried sewer rat though, that was
okay. Okay, I mean,
that
could have been. All right, welcome back to the show. I know we just saw you not too long ago, and we were talking about you being the Market Maven, which I think is the best name, by the way, and the logo is fantastic. I know this. We kind of wanted to do an installment about. Look, there is a lot of credit card debt. There's a lot of debt in general out and about, but you have a creative and thoughtful way of people maybe looking at even inside, in their own home, at their own home, to maybe come up with some solutions. So tell us a little bit about what you're seeing and helping people do.
Absolutely, and thanks. I'm grateful to be here. You know, a lot of people are in credit card debt, and they come to me wanting to refinance. Now, what happened during COVID? We had 1%, 2%, 3% interest rates.
Sure.
They don't want to touch them. We're looking at home equity lines of credit. They're a big thing out right now. The one thing that people aren't told, I'd say, working with banks and credit unions, they don't tend to know the details of the structure of these things. There's a adjustable period with home equity lines of credit. Okay. They're adjustable, but they're like a credit card. You can draw and from the amount, pay it back, draw, pay it back. After a certain period of time, it rolls into a fixed term.
Got it.
Okay, so you can look at a regular HELOC and say, okay, I'm going to simplify, pay off some things. It can end up being a 30-year loan.
Interesting.
So we have fixed HELOCs. We've come up with a couple of different options for clients, or fixed loans, and saving tons of money monthly and getting rid of high interest credit card debt.
And maybe people aren't even aware of it, but should be, right? Because if they are in that situation where they own the home, that's, I mean, what a gift to them. I know one of the things you're also doing is helping seniors. Maybe they own their home. Some people that are, you know, creeping up in the age a bit. How are you helping them, and what's that look like?
Anybody 62 or over? Here's one of the stats. Here's why. 60% of retirees right now, the only asset they have is the equity in their home, owning a home outright. Our seniors are being displaced, going to different places, or not being able to afford living. If you're 62 or over, you can literally draw from your equity while you're living. You can obtain a loan to pay yourself, get a lump sum of money, or just remove the current loan that's on the house.
How about that?
So you can be comfortable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about credit score. I know we've talked about this on the, that item on this show before. As it relates to kind of what you're talking about, HELOCs and refinancing. Do I need a certain, what if my credit score is too low? Is there a certain target zone I need to look at?
500 is really the make or break. I just helped a veteran at 504 credit score on a cash out refi. It's possible. But
because people might think that's a low, that maybe is too low, but I mean, what you're saying is maybe not.
Gotta check it out. Gotta call me.
And gotta call you indeed. I know last time we got into talking about some examples of, I mean, you're in the business of changing lives. You just do it in a super creative way. You got a cool story for us? Is someone you've helped recently?
I do. I helped a veteran a few years ago buy a home. He was between blessings in the fall. 6 kids, called us pretty upset, didn't want to move his family, couldn't file bankruptcy, all the things. And we were able to help this man do a refinance by paying off a ton of debt obligations, saving $3,400 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Fan for life. I mean, he's calling us. He was literally in tears. He did not have to displace his family, go to another space where it was more expensive, and was able to help and save his life, is what he told us.
I mean, that because ultimately you just grabbed one of the most stressful life moments he's probably ever encountered, knowing he's been through a lot, and you just literally removed that for him. I can't even fathom what his new life must look like.
It's amazing. It's amazing to be at that level of service.
That's why you're the Maven.
Serving hearts, one home loan at a time.
Hey, let's go. She's got a tagline. Next comment, a jingle. Coming up next. Let's get you a jingle, girl. Amanda Rawls, she's the best. Expert home lending. You can find her out in Elk Grove. There's all the information, address, her website, the Instagram, follow along, and let her make dreams come true. Your dreams come true also. Love it.